Hey everyone, today on the Mother Agents, we have Becca Mikesell from Blossom Scouting and Development in Portland, Oregon. Hey everyone, it's Greg Chan from the Mother Agents, and welcome to 15 Minutes with a Mother Agent. Today we have Becca Mikesell, and she is from Blossom Scouting and Development. And so we're going to learn a little bit about Becca today. So first, Becca, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us, I don't know, a little bit about your company, a little bit about your company, where you're based, your vision, your values, anything in particular that you specialize in.
Yeah. So Blossom is based in Portland, Oregon. We're a very inclusive mother agency. I scout personally for all shapes, sizes, looks. I think, it's 2022. There's room for everyone. And I kind of love bringing in different kind of quirky looks or maybe a more traditional look, but someone that really has other things that are going on in their life, whether it's their own business, someone that's an activist or a creative artist, etc. I love scouting people with real depth and not just a pretty face. And yeah, that's kind of what I do. And my whole aesthetic for Blossom is very kind of light and floral in a sense, but blossom, means, it's a flower growing and blossoming. And that's kind of like when you find a model or somebody, off the street and you just develop them and, turn them into a successful model, that means, they're blossoming. And so that's kind of how that all tied together.
I love that. Thanks, Becca. And why don't you tell me, how did you start your company, and in any key places you've worked before to gain your experience?
Yeah, so I started my company in 2020, during COVID, as many agents and people in the industry kind of found themselves in limbo as, everything was kind of shut down. So I started Blossom then and moved to the Pacific Northwest. And I thought, okay, this is kind of a new market for me, and I want to scout here as well as California, because previously I started out in San Francisco and then I moved to Los Angeles, working as a model agent. And so that's where my experience lied. And I did that, for 7 years, or I think it's been 7 years now. And yeah, so what I really found when I started Blossom is, I love street scouting. That's like my favorite thing, but it was COVID, masks, like it was just very hard. And so I really got into utilizing social media, and TikTok really exploded, I think, during 2020. And of course there's Instagram, etc. But I found, I would say, probably half of the models that I currently represent on social media. So that's been like a really powerful tool, I think, for all mother agents now.
Fantastic. And what gender models do you represent?
I represent all genders. I have a couple non-binary models, and male and female.
Fantastic. And how many models do you represent right now?
I think right now, I was just counting actually, I think about 15. So some are, there's the models I have on my website, and then a couple that I'm, working on developing on the back end.
Great, fantastic. And tell me more, some of the agencies that you have models assigned with over around the world.
Yeah, so I have models signed with, let's see, One Management, Scout Model Agency, as they're good friends of mine, and I work there as well. I have models placed with, let's see, Directions in North Carolina, Other People's Children. Gosh, put me on the spot here. I'm like, there's a lot of placements, but yeah, there's quite a few, and mainly I think I've focused on New York and LA, and if I have models in the Bay Area and San Francisco as well. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of where everyone is placed, and I do work, internationally as well. I have all of those contacts. I did have a model in the UK as well, because being a mother agent, it doesn't really matter where I'm based. I can kind of manage, models that are living anywhere in the world, because I do have, those connections.
Great, thank you. And tell me about some of the exciting jobs that some of your models have booked.
Yeah, so I had, I think the biggest or most exciting one when I was just first starting out Blossom was my model Katya booked the Gucci Love Parade show. And that was just the production reaching out to me directly. And that was, very exciting. Her first job ever, which is, I feel like, can be so rare as a model to have a big show, be your very first gig. So that's exciting. I just have a model who booked, Levi's campaign, a couple beauty campaigns my models have booked. So yeah, it's been very exciting. All of my models that are placed are all working and doing really well. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be high fashion, but there's so many different aspects in the industry now, in different categories that I have people working in, which is great.
Amazing. Yeah, I loved seeing your girl Katya in the Gucci parade. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I guess you've already answered that. Why don't you tell us, what do you look for in a model?
That's a great question, because, and when I meet with models, that's something that they will ask me as well. Like, what are you looking for? And it's not anything specific, really. I'm looking for, if we're talking about appearance, like, I love good bone structure, or just something unique, like freckles, gap tooth, cool hair, whatever. To me, it's like, any shape, size, I don't care if you're size 2 or size 20, So that's kind of appearance wise what I look for, but also personality is so important to me, because nowadays clients want to book people that are fun to work with, easy to work with. If you're going to be on set all day with a model, they can't be an asshole. You want somebody that's nice to work with. And so that's what I look for. And I think it's like just really important for models to have other things going on, and different things that they can bring to the table besides their looks. So it's really a range.
Great. Do you have any like age or height parameters, of models that you require before you sign someone?
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer models 18 and older. I think all of my models are 18 and older. Just for me, it just is less complicated that way. Height, like, ideally for women 5'7" and up, but then again, I have models that are 5'4" and 5'5". It just kind of depends. Like, if you have an amazing look and you're shorter, like, that'll still work. Like, that'll be great. But ideally above 5'7", and men 6 feet and above,
Great.
for
Thank
sure.
you.
Yeah.
What advice would you have for young kid that wants to model, that's just starting out in modeling?
My biggest advice would be, do your research. Because, and I think that's the great thing about your website and the mother agents as a whole, is like, finally now there's this database that's, credible people and mother agents that you can look up and search for. And I think, besides that, like, just submitting online to modeling agencies, just follow their forms, and, they will get back to you. I think some models are like, I need to go in person, I need to keep calling them, and that is not ideal. Most everything is virtual these days. So I think just getting your submissions in, doing your research to make sure that you are submitting to a credible agency is really important, because I hate to see models getting taken advantage of in, scammy situations. So that's why I think research is so important.
Yeah, it really is important. I mean, these days there's so many people just claiming that they're mother agents, and a lot of them don't know what they're doing. And I think it's a really important time for us to be able to establish, the people that are not only proven and are doing the job, but also have good character. And that's what we're all here. Let me ask you this: what's most important to you as a mother agent?
I think being authentic and, my reputation, and making sure that I'm taking care of my models. It's like I'm a mom, right? I always say I'm a momager, So I have personal relationships with each one of my models, and that's why I keep the board small, because, I want to be able to give everyone one-on-one time. And, the thing that I think, if a model doesn't have a mother agent and they go immediately to like a big agency, it's easy to get lost in the mix, and they might not get that one-on-one care that a mother agent can give. And so it's just important for me to be a good mother agent and be the guide for somebody that's just starting out, to give them the tools and all the help that they need and answer all the questions so they are on the right path to be successful.
Amazing. Great. Thanks. And our final question is our mystery question. All right. So we have a hat.
Oh, here. A hat. Okay.
All these special mystery questions in here. So we're going to pick a random question, and you get to answer it. So.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay. So your mystery question. Okay. If you saw the most gorgeous kid across the street to scout, and your biggest rival is about to see them, do you, 1, run across freshly poured cement in your Prada shoes, 2, knock over an old lady,
oh my God,
3, grab the nearby policeman's gun and fire 2 shots in the air as a warning sign?
Wow. Okay. This is a great question. I think the one with maybe the least damage, even though it's Prada shoes, I think would be number 1. I think I would just scuffle over there and, try to scout the person, because I am known to like stop my car or like run, down the street if I see someone. So I think that would probably be the thing I would actually do.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, listen, this is Becca Mikesell, and from Blossom Scouting and Development. And thank you for sharing your time with us so we can kind of get to know you. It's a pleasure to have you on the Mother Agents, and thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great. Bye-bye.
Bye.